Namo Buddhaya. Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children, in life, we cannot expect always that the people that we meet to be nice to us and to be kind to us. Sometimes we will have to deal with toxic people. So when you hear the word toxic, it comes to your mind that is something poisonous. Yes, there are poisonous things in this world. Among them, there are dangerous, poisonous things which are known as the words that are filled with anger. Words are something powerful which can kill us and as well as which can heal us. That is why they say words can break you as well as words can make you. So, sometimes we will have to deal with toxic people, the people who are filled with anger, resentment, and hatred. So, you will expect that all the toxic people are in the outer society. No, sometimes toxic people can be found in our family. It may be your husband, it may be your wife, it may be your brother or sister. Sometimes people may become toxic and they may be the people who we love most. So if a person is toxic and that person lives out of our private life, it is very easy to deal with them. Either we can be away from them, we can reduce the contact with them, and we can find some positive ways to respond to them. But when it comes to the people who are living with you, the people who are in your family, it is very difficult to face such toxic people. So how to deal with such toxic people? Well, before learning that, let me tell you a nice story. One day, a man came to Supreme Buddha and he started blaming to him. He blasted in front of Supreme Buddha. He threw the words of hatred and anger to our great teacher, Supreme Buddha. Do you know what Supreme Buddha did? He said nothing, and he kept on a perfect and very kind smile on his face throughout this argument. So, after some time, that person was done with his yelling. He stopped yelling at Supreme Buddha. Then, at that time, our great teacher Supreme Buddha asked a wonderful question. Supreme Buddha said, "Dear young man, I have a question for you. Do you get any visitors and friends when you are living at your home?" Then that man said, "Yes, I am getting many visitors. I am having many visitors when I am living in home." Then Supreme Buddha said, "Well, do you treat them with foods and drinks?" Then the angry man said, "Yes, I am treating them." Then Supreme Buddha said, "What if those friends and visitors did not accept your treat? What will you do for those foods?" Then that man laughed and said, "Those foods belongs to me. If they did not accept that, I am the owner of that food." Then Supreme Buddha said, "Young man, same goes with this argument. You treated me with the words of anger, hatred, and rude words. But I will never accept a single word that was given by you." Do you know what happened after that? The whole life of that man, the person who came to blame our Supreme Buddha, changed to a wonderful disciple. He came under the wing of our great teacher, Supreme Buddha. He became a monk. Finally, he was lucky to become an enlightened monk. So that is how our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, dealt with a toxic person. So we have to follow that way. And here are a few things that we can practice to deal with toxic people. The first thing is to do, when you are in an argument, as the first step, be silent. Never say anything, never do anything. Yes, people may yell at us, they may blame at us. All what you have to do is to stay silent and smile. Put a confident smile to your face and smile at them. Make them feel that you are not disturbed. Make them feel that they cannot distract your inner peace by their words. When you do that, they become confused. When you act like that, when you be like that, you are making them confused and they may think twice before approaching you. So in an argument, dear devotees and my dear children, during an argument, we come across two choices. The first choice is to react to that argument. Or the second choice is to respond to that argument. So reaction and responding are two different things. So if you choose reaction, you will become angry as them, you will blame them, you will try to make them down, and you will try to convince them to your idea by hatred and anger, but you will never become successful. You will never win that argument. The best way to win an argument is to be silent first. What you have to do, you need to be silent. Now, when you're being silent, you will feel that you are defeated, but actually you are not. So when you are staying silent, when you are staying calm during an adversive time and in an argument, you are making your opponent confused and they may no longer yell at you. Quickly, they will stop yelling at you. You are not fooling the argument. You don't put any fuel to this argument. So what will happen if we did not put any kind of fuel to a fire? That will gradually fade away. Same goes with the arguments. If you are not giving any arsenal, if you are not giving any weapon to your opponent to hurt you, they will never come to argue with you again. Those arguments, those problems will end quickly. So as the first step, be silent. Here's the second thing that you can do. After a heated argument, your opponent, the person who became angry with you, become tired. Their body become fatigued and they may start to regret about the thing that they have done. And they may start to regret about the words that they have spoken to you. So what you have to do, approach them with kindness. Never blame them. Do not try to convince them at that time. You should approach to them from kindness and compassionate words. Ask them, what is the problem with you? Are you going through a tough time? Are you having any mental stress with you? then they will feel comfortable and safe with you. Then they may regret about the things that they have done and about the words that they have spoken to you. If you approach them with your kindness, if you help them with your compassionate words, that heart will be healed. That heart will be cooled. That fire of anger will extinguish. So what you have to do, approach to them with kindness and compassion. Don't speak when you are angry. Don't act when you are angry. And don't speak when the other person is angry. And don't act when the other person is angry. Stay still and be kind to them. Smile to them. That is the second step that you can do. So here comes the third step. So, after the heated argument, if you approach to them with kindness and compassion, if you heal them with your compassionate words, they will ask for the forgiveness. They will ask the forgiveness from you. So what you have to do? Forgive them by saying that it is okay, no problem. I can be patient with you, but you have to control your anger. Because if you did not control your anger, your life will be ruined. Your spirituality will be ruined. So make them feel that they really, really need to control their anger and they should not yell at you. And you need to forgive them. Don't hold on to anger. Don't hold on to resentment. Instead, forgive them. By forgiving, we can free our mind. We can live freely and we can live happily. So these are the 3 steps that we can use to deal with toxic people. So as a summary, the first step is silence. You should be silent during an argument. Never feel the argument. Number 2, approach them with kindness and compassion, because those words, those actions may heal others' broken hearts. Number 3, forgive when the forgiveness is asked. If you forgive them, if you do these things, if you practice these qualities, you will be happy forever. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to yet another episode in Inner Guide program. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 great advices that our great teacher Supreme Buddha gave us in order to have a peaceful life forever. And also, if we follow these 3 instructions, Supreme Buddha told that you will have your rebirth in heaven. So what are these 3 instructions? Number 1, Supreme Buddha said, always speak the truth. If someone speaks the truth in his life, Supreme Buddha said, he can live a peaceful life. Now, telling lies is an easy thing to do. It's very easy. When you are in a problem, when you are in a difficult situation, you can tell a lie and just escape from that problem. But remember, you are not escaping from that bad karma, bad action. You cannot escape from those results of those bad actions. So telling lies is a thing that we should not do in our life. Whatever difficult situation comes up in our lives, whatever disadvantage that you get from telling the truth, you have to say that, because bitter truth is better than sweet lies. So our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, advised us to always speak the truth. That is the first advice. If we follow that advice, we will have our rebirth in heaven and we can live our life happily. Number 2, Supreme Buddha said, do not get angry. It is easy to get angry with someone. Our great teacher Supreme Buddha said, Sukarani asadhuni attano ahitanicha. It is very easy to do evil things which brings the unhappiness and suffering to us as well as to the others. So our great teacher Supreme Buddha said, you should always do what is good. Remember, doing good things is very hard. Being patient and not getting anger into your mind is very hard. We have to admit that. Though it is very hard, remember, if we did not do it, one day we will have to suffer because of our evil deeds. So maintain your inner peace by being not angry with anyone. Now, in this situation, you may not be angry with anyone. But when a problem comes up in your life, it is very hard to maintain your patience. It is very hard to maintain your kindness. It is very hard to maintain your compassion. So our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, advised us to practice love and kindness and do not be angry with anyone. If you maintain a peaceful mind without the anger, then you can be happy with your life. And also, Supreme Buddha advised us, and Supreme Buddha told us that the person who is not getting angry with anyone, the person who spreads his loving kindness to everyone will reborn in heaven. So if you need a good rebirth, what you have to do not be angry. Number 3, the final advice. Supreme Buddha said, you have to give even if you have little. Now, if you have $1,000 and if you were to spend $1, it is very easy. But what will happen if you have $1 with you and you were to spend that dollar for someone? You were to donate that dollar for someone. Can you do that? It is very hard. But if someone becomes generous, even if he has little with him, Supreme Buddha said, that is the most worthiest gift. That is the maximum of being generous. That is the maximum point of generosity. That means to give even when we have little with us. Because if we were to give when we have a little, we are struggling with our ego in our mind. We are struggling with our craving in our mind. Because people do like very much for money and the things they are around us. They don't like to give them. They feel very hard to be generous. But if a person can live, if you can live with generosity, if you can give and donate and give alms to people, even when you have little, then you are being generous and you practice the generosity which brings the happiness to your life forever. And also, Supreme Buddha said, the generous person can have his rebirth in heaven. So, our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, advised us, you should practice these 3 tips or 3 instructions that was given by our great teacher, Supreme Buddha. If you practice these 3 advices, you will have a wonderful and peaceful life in this life as well as in the other. So practice this and may you have a wonderful and peaceful life in this world. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. In this long journey of life, there are some times that we have to face unfair situations, right? People, when they face unfair situations, they may think, why is this happening to me? Why always me? Why I am going in this difficult situation? Why I am treated unfair? Now, the first thing that we all have to remember is life is meant to be unfair. The problem with us is we expect that our unfair life to be fair, right? So there's a problem that we expect the fairness from the unfair life. So the more we expect the fairness, we will remain sad, we will remain depressed. So Supreme Buddha advised us that you should not expect the fairness in your life. Supreme Buddha said, whatever in others' control, whatever thing that is in others' control is painful. And the one who seeks the fairness will remain frustrated always. That means the more we expect the fairness, the more we remain frustrated. So what we have to do is, we have to keep our expectations low. Now you have to remember that everything that is in others' control, cannot be controlled by yourself. That is out of your control. Right? You cannot control the words of the people. You cannot control the criticism. You cannot control how people treat you. Right? So they are out of your control. The thing that is in your control is your response to them, your reaction to them. So if you react with anger, if you become frustrated with life's difficult situations, right? If you become angry when others treat you badly, you will lose your life's battle. So we are battling in this world with two things, with this physical world as well as our mental and spiritual world. The hardest battle that we can win in our life is the battle with our spirituality. So it is very hard to be calm in difficult situations. It is very hard to be kind when the people treat you badly. So what you have to do, you have to stop expecting the fairness in your life, because the nature of this life is unfair. That is why Supreme Buddha said, everyone who seeks the fairness in this life will remain frustrated, will remain suffered. So stop expecting from others. Instead, give everything to them, but do not expect to them. Sometimes you may think, I am giving my love to this world, why I am not getting it back? Don't be upset. Though you are not received love in this life, in this time, in this moment, make sure one day, as a result of your action, as a result of giving love to this world, as a result of serving to this world, you are going to be loved one day. You are going to be served one day. You are going to be happy one day as a result of that action. So believe in the law of karma, right? If you give something good, definitely you will get something good. And if you give something bad out, if you do something bad, you will get something bad. So keep your expectations low. Do not expect the fairness in this life, and move on this life by doing good deeds and being happy with your life. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. Today, from this Inner Guide Q&A program, we are going to discuss how to be more productive in meditations. Today I'm going to share with you 3 tips which helps you a lot in meditations, to do your meditations without stopping. The first and the foremost tip that you need to practice in your meditations is to keep your expectations low. Because most of us sit for the meditation expecting that I'm going to meditate for 1 hour and I'm going to be concentrated throughout this meditation. Sometimes our mind is not ready to be concentrated. Now you know the nature of mind is it's like a monkey. It always runs here and there. It is easily distracted, easily frustrated. It is very clumsy. So if you make too much expectations, you will start to suffer because you are not having what you want in that meditation. So what you have to do is you have to know that the mind is impermanent. It will not be the same always. Sometimes your mind is very calm and quiet, and sometimes it will be frustrated and it will be more clumsy than you ever thought. So what you have to do, if you are meditating for maybe 15 minutes, if your mind become concentrated for only 1 minute, just you have to be happy with that. Do not expect too much, because the expectations stands for the sufferings. The more we expect, the more we will suffer. So keep your expectations low. When you are meditating, you always have to think that I will do my meditation as I can. Whether my meditation or whether my mind is concentrated for maybe 1 minute, it's okay. I can be happy with that. If you become happy with what you have, then you can move on. You have that willpower. You will get that willpower to move on to the next meditation. So people become frustrated when they meditate and when they not get what they want. So that is the first tip. Number 2, don't force your mind. Because the more we try to force our mind, the more our mind will be destructive. It's like a monkey. If we try to force a monkey to sit on a chair, what will happen? The monkey will not do that. It is not ready to do that. Same goes with your mind. If you force too much your mind to do the meditation, it will be frustrated and it will be panic more and more. So what you have to do not force your mind. Just let your mind to feel comfortable and relaxed in meditation. When your mind feels relaxed and comfortable in meditations, it will like to do the meditation again and again. So what you have to do is not to force your mind for the meditation too much. And that brings us for the 3rd step. It is the consistency. There are some days that you don't get any concentration in your mind, in your meditations, right? Though you meditated for maybe 30 minutes, your mind would not be concentrated. But you should not give up. You should not stop. Because if we practice this consistency throughout this meditation, one day, there will be a day that your mind will get concentrated and your mind will obey your instructions. So what you have to do? Never give up in your meditations. Do it whether you got bad results also. Practice consistency. Consistency is the key for the perfection. Right? You don't want to be talented, you don't want to be clever at first in meditations. What you have to do, all you need to hang on to that meditation and do it again and again and again. One day you will be perfect at meditations. So practice these 3 tips and have a perfect and peaceful meditation in your life. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvon Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. Imagine a situation that you have been accused for a mistake that you haven't done. So when someone scolds you, or when someone complains you about a mistake that you haven't done, can you maintain your inner peace at that moment? Can you be kind to that person at that moment? Most of us loses our temper and we start to prove ourselves that we are not wrong and you are the person who has gone wrong. So is it okay to do such things in such situations? Is it okay to always to prove that we are right in such situations? No. In some situations, we have to stay silent, we have to stay kind, and we have to maintain our inner peace without getting frustrated. So how to stay calm and peaceful within such adversive situations? Here's how to do it. In Dhamma, it says, if you stay like water, if you had a mind like water, you will have the opportunity to stay calm during such adversive environments. So how to stay like water? In Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, it describes about the water. The nature of the water is it can accept every negative thing. Now people use water for cleaning purposes. They wash their hands, they wash blood, pus, urine, and so many disgusting things. But yet, water does not complain. It does not blame. It does not become angry. It always maintains its peacefulness and it is always cool. So what you have to do in such situations, in such adversive situations, you have to stay like water. You have to say to yourself that I must stay like water and I'm not going to say anything and I'm not going to prove that I am right. So always maintain your inner peace. Don't let anyone to distract that. Don't let anyone to control your emotions and make you sad. Because if you make your mentality and spirituality distracted, that disadvantage is yours. If you maintain your inner peace in such adversive situations, that advantage is also yours. So what you have to do? You have to stay like water. Accept and absorb every negative things that comes from outer world. It may be criticism, it may be blames, scoldings. Whatever the things they are, you have to absorb them and you have to emit another good thing to this world. You can be kind to them. You can stay silent and you can be patient. The more you develop these divine qualities, you can live happily in your life. You can have a heart that is without the anger and resentment. When your heart is escaped from anger and resentment, you can live freely and you can sleep better. So what you have to do? Stay like water. Be like water. The more you be like water, the more your life will be cooled. So I wish you all, may all of you have the opportunity to be like water and find the ultimate happiness in this world. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvon Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children, welcome to Inner Guide program. Today, from this episode, I'm going to share with you an important quality that we all should develop within ourselves to achieve the successfulness and to achieve the goals in our life. So that special quality is known as the consistency. What do you mean by consistency? Consistency means doing something, a special work, special actions, without stopping for a long period of time. So that is what you call consistency. To achieve big goals, to achieve your dreams in your life, you need to have this special quality of consistency. If you are a student, you need to study consistently. If you are an entrepreneur, you have to take decisions and you have to try hard to develop your business consistently. If you are a person who is practicing spirituality, you need to practice that consistently. So, consistent, doing something again and again without stopping, without giving up, will make our careers into perfection. Right? It doesn't matter how talented you are, it doesn't matter how bright you are, all you need to do is to practice this consistency. So I'm going to teach you today 2 tips that you can develop and you can practice to bring this consistency to your work. Because if we did not practice the continuity of our work, we may do our work for sometimes a short period of time and we may give up. So consistency is the key for success. Here are the 2 tips that we can practice to bring the consistency to our work. Number 1, you must have low expectations when you are doing your work. You have to expect very low progress in the beginning. Now, why do I say like that? Now, most of the time, when we take meditators, the people who are meditating, sometimes they sit for the meditation expecting that their mind to be tranquilized and calm and peaceful all at once. But that will not happen, although we liked for that, although we looked for that. So, if we make more and high expectations, the problem is that you are expecting the results. You are expecting instant results. Now, in the life's problems, in the life's goals, you cannot expect and you can gain the results instantly. All the achievements, all the successful and good achievements in this world and in this life are slow. It should be done step by step. It takes time. It's meandering. So it is very slow. So what do you have to do? You have to expect a little progress in one session of practice. Right? So now people may think that people may say to you that you need to have big expectations and you have to do a lot, right? But by doing a lot at one time makes you tired. Then that is why people are giving all at once. Right? In the first day of meditation, they meditate for about 3 hours and they get tired of that and they give up. So what you have to do is you have to expect very little progress. Slow progress is better than no progress, right? So you have to keep your expectations low. If you make high expectations, you will suffer because you become obsessed with the results. Sometimes the results may not come to us as we want it to be, right? So what we have to do, we have to keep our expectations low. We have to expect a very low progress from one practice, right? If you are studying, if you studied for 1 hour, don't think that you have done it for the perfection. Now you are knowledgeable. No. It will make you a small progress, but it is very small. So you have to be happy with that small progress in your life, right? So then, when you are not making high expectations, you will not become frustrated about your results because you are expecting a low result. Then, if you are doing this again and again consistently, that will increase your progress, right? That will increase your results. So if you meditate for 20 minutes a day, right? If you keep on doing this daily as a daily practice, then one day you will have the ability to gain a peaceful and calm mind. But if you practice 3 hours all at once, and after that if you give up, you will make no progress in that meditation. So what you have to do, you have to practice this consistency. To practice this consistency, you have to expect little progress from one session and keep on doing it, right? It's like this. Now, a tiny drop of water, when a tiny drop of water falls on a rock, it doesn't make any change on that rock. But what if those tiny drops of water falls again and again and again, continuously, consistently to that rock? What will happen? With the time, it will make a huge hole in that rock. So that tiny drop of water could not make any difference, any change on that rock in the beginning. But if it was keep falling onto that rock again and again and again consistently, that will make the change. So in the beginning, right, when you are beginning your careers, right, when you are starting to meditate, when you are starting to study, in the first year, in the first month, or maybe in the first day, that will never make any change. But remember, you are on that path of progression, right? You are doing it consistently, and I'm very sure one day you can achieve the goal that you always wanted to be. So what you have to do? You have to keep your expectations very low, right? But you have to keep doing it consistently. Then one day you will have the ability or the opportunity to gain the achievements and successful achievements in your life. That is the first tip. Here's the second tip that you need to have to practice the consistency. You have to be patient. That is one of the greatest qualities that we can have to our life, the patience. If you have the patience, you can wait until the problems are switched off in your life, right? You will not be backed down from the problems. You will not fall down from the problems. You can wait until they are fade away from your life, right? There may be dark days. There may be days that you feel like you are giving up. right? There may be days that you feel tired, but if you have the patience, you will never give up in your careers. So what you have to do? You have to have the patience. You have to wait, right? So little by little, if you are going to that goal, if you are walking to that goal, then one day, right? It may be not today, it may be not tomorrow, maybe not in next month, but one day, make sure one day you are going to achieve all the goals that you have in your life. So if you need to practice consistency, you have to have these two qualities. Number one, it is to have the low expectations. Be not frustrated about the results that you are having currently. If you are keeping on doing this as a daily basis, that will make you success in the long run. So what you have to do? You have to make your expectations low and you have to be patient. If you practice these qualities, you can bring the consistency to your work. Then one day you will achieve all the goals that you dreamt about in your life, and you can be happy one day. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children, when we come to this human world, we had no one to help for our lives except our parents. Parents are the people who greeted us to this world, and they nurtured us, they fed us, and they took care of us. And moreover, they sacrificed a part of their life on behalf of us. So parents are very special people that we find in our lives. But we live in a society where parents are neglected and they are not considered as special people. Our great teacher Supreme Buddha taught us, parents are special people to your life. You have to consider those two people, your mother and your father, as special people. Now let me introduce to the words of our great teacher Supreme Buddha about our parents. Supreme Buddha said, Brahmati Mata Pitaro. Our parents are like Brahmas. So who is a Brahma? Brahma consists of 4 divine qualities. What are those qualities? Number 1, Metta, the kindness. Karuna, compassion. Mudita, appreciative joyfulness. And Upekha, the equanimity. These 4 divine qualities are consist with the Brahma, as well as our parents too. Parents do have metta, the kindness towards their children. Karuna, mudita, and upekha. All these divine qualities are with our parents toward the children. So we need to give a special place in our life for our parents. Supreme Buddha taught, Brahmati Mata Pitaro. Parents are like Brahmas. Pubbacharya cha vuchare. They are the first teachers of our life. They taught us to walk, how to walk. They taught us how to live our life. And they were the first teachers that we met in our life. Now, we learned how to talk by our parents, by listening to their words. So we learned how to talk. Now, can you remember how your parents helped you in walking? They hold you from the hands and they taught you how to walk. So we learned to walk by our parents. So that is why our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, teaches us, parents are your first teachers. Pubbacharyacha uchare. Ahu neyyacha puttana. Parents are worthy of gifts and offerings and venerations by their children. Even they come from the long, long distance far away to see their parents. So, ahneyacha puttana, they are worthy of offerings. Pajaya anukampaka, parents do have the compassion and they wish for the well-being of their children. So they are the ones who love you the most in your life, children. They are the ones who always think about your development, your benefits, your well-being of your life. So we have to respect those people. Until the end of their life, we have to respect them, we have to look after them, because we are in debt to our parents, because they gave our life and they took care of our life when we could not do anything. When we were little babies, we could not do anything in our life. So what we have to do, when they could not do anything in their life, when they become old, we have to take care of them. We have to give a respect to our parents. So when you are living with your parents, always respect them, look after them, take care of them, and make them happy and proud by doing so many good deeds and helping them. If you give a big concern to your parents, and if you help them, and if you make them happy, you can live a wonderful and happy life by helping your parents. So help your parents, take care of them, and live a happy life. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvan Saranai. Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children, today from this Inner Guide Q&A program, we are going to discuss about a major defilement that we all have in our life. We are going to discuss that how to deal with this defilement, how we stop this defilement, how we remove this defilement from our life. This defilement is the jealousy. So jealousy is one of the major problems that we face in our life when we are dealing with people, when we see successful people in our life. So when we see people are living happy, when we see the successful people, sometimes we feel jealousy about them, right? So what is the major cause for this jealousy? So the major cause of jealousy is the selfishness. So what do you mean by selfishness? Selfishness means living our life only for ourselves, thinking only about ourselves. That is what you call selfishness. So in this society, we live in a society where most of the people live only for their lives. They always ask, what can others do for me? What can government do for me? We always try to ask, but we hardly give to others. So the more we practice selfishness, the more we think selfish thoughts, we become more and more selfish in this world. When we become more selfish, we feel jealousy about others. When we see people are living happy lives, when we see people are living successful life, we become jealousy. We hate them. We become angry about them. So this is a major problem that we all face in our lives. So how to deal with this? How to stop this? Well, our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, taught us a wonderful way to stop and eliminate this jealousiness from our mind. And that special technique is known as mudita. What do you mean by mudita? Mudita means being happy by seeing others' success. That is called the appreciative joyfulness. If you can be happy by seeing others' success, if you can smile when others are living happy lives, by seeing their happy lives, then you are practicing this special quality of appreciative joyfulness. Remember, by being jealousy, by practicing the jealousy on someone, we cannot gain anything good for our life. There's nothing good, there's no good that we can gain to our life by merely being jealousy on someone. Right? Sometimes we may think that by being jealousy, we become successful. No. Day by day, we will deteriorate our special good qualities if we are practicing jealousiness. So what we have to do? We have to practice appreciative joyfulness. When you see successful people in this world, you have to be happy by seeing them. You can wish the good and well-being of them from your mind, from the deepest place from your heart. Right? You have to be honest to yourself, and you can wish others good and well-being. The more you practice this mudita, or the appreciative joyfulness, little by little, the jealousiness will fade away from your mind. And there will be a one day that when you see successful people, when the people are living happy lives, when you see them, you will feel happy about them. Though you are living a hard time, though you are going through a hard time in your life, you can be happy by seeing others' happy lives. Then you can generate the thoughts of mudita. Then you can live happily, and then you can live freely in this society. Because when we feel jealousy, we feel uncomfortable, right? We feel irritated and frustrated. So don't make yourself frustrated. So what you have to do, always practice this mudita. Start your day by practicing mudita. When you get up in the morning, you can wish for all the people that may all people be developed with happiness, comfortabilities, and joyfulness in their life. When you practice and when you generate these thoughts, your mind will be calm, your mind will be happy, and your mind will be free. So that is why our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, taught us that we should practice mudita to eliminate the jealousiness from our mind. Mudita is the antidote for the jealousiness. So when you are living your life, practice the mudita, the appreciative joyfulness. If you practice this, you can live a happy and free life. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children, when we come to this human world, we had to live with this human population. And also, we have to deal with these humans. So when we are dealing and when we are living with these humans, we will see so many good qualities and as well as bad qualities of humans. So when we take the people around us, when we take the people around who are living with us, we can find so many good qualities and bad qualities. But the problem with us is we are programmed and we have practiced to see always the faults of people, the dark side of people, the evil qualities of people. The more we see the dark and the bad qualities of people, we will get angry. Sometimes we may hold on to resentment. Sometimes we may become jealous. So these evil thoughts may come into our mind when we deal with humans and when we see the dark and the evil qualities of humans. Our great teacher Supreme Buddha advised us that you should always focus on the good of the people. You should train your mind to see the bright side of the people. So, our great teacher Supreme Buddha described there are 5 types of people in this world. The first type of people is the people who do good but they speak evil words. Now in the society, we may find such people. They do so many good things with their body. They may not kill animals, they may save the lives of animals. And they do so many things, so many good things with their body, but their words are bad. What they speak is very bad. So we may find such people. Supreme Buddha advised us that you should always focus on that good quality. You can focus on that good physical actions and you can control the anger upon them. That is the first type of people. Here comes the second type. Supreme Buddha said, there are people who do evil things, but they speak good words. They may kill animals, they may commit sexual misconduct, they may steal the people's possessions, but they speak good words. They may never tell a lie. They may never say any angry words from their mouth. So what you have to do is, you can focus on that good verbal action, good words, and you can control the anger. When you are contemplating on the bright side of people, you will always be kind to them and you will never be angry with them. So that is the second type. Here comes the third type of people. There are people who do evil things as well as who speak evil things. But eventually, by time to time, they may do some meritorious things. You can find such people. Sometimes, very rarely, they may go to temples and they observe precepts and they do some offerings and they do some good things. But it is very rare. Supreme Buddha advised that you should focus on that good quality. You can control your anger by contemplating on that person's good quality. What is that? Oh, they are doing some good deeds, meritorious things, eventually. Then you can control that anger. That is the third type of people. Here comes the fourth type of people. There are people who never do good things from their body as well as from their words, and they never do any good deed in their life. It is very hard to find a good quality of that person. Supreme Buddha advised us, If you meet such a person, what you have to do is, you have to focus your mind for the compassion. You can be compassionate to them, and you can feel pity about them. You can think, oh, this poor person, poor thing, he is committing evil things. Eventually, he will get the result of this karma. He will find the consequences of these evil deeds. Then you can feel compassionate about them. But never, ever be angry with them. That is what our great teacher Supreme Buddha advised. It is the fourth type. And here comes the fifth type. Supreme Buddha said, you will find people who do good as well as they speak good, and they are very meritorious. We will find people who are filled with good qualities. Then what you have to do? You have to focus on these good qualities which are abundant and clearly seen in them. When you see such people, when you deal with such people, it is very easy to contemplate on the good qualities of people. Dear devotees and my dear children, always remember, never find a fault of a person. Never judge a person, because we don't know what is the real story of their life. Sometimes they may act in anger, they may act in the way that we don't like, but sometimes they may have a bad day. Sometimes all of their days are bad. So what we have to do, we have to focus on a good quality of that person. When we focus on a good quality, we will never get angry. We will never get upset with the person. And it is very easy to deal with humans when we are contemplating on the bright side of people. So, when you are living in this society, don't judge people. Don't find the faults of people. Always focus on the bright side of the people. And when it takes to your personal life, you have to focus on your bright side. Sometimes we may have faults, we may have bad qualities. The problem with us is when we see such bad qualities within ourselves, we become sad. We become depressed. We become mentally down because we think, oh, I will never get rid of these bad qualities any day. No, you can do that. You can escape from these bad qualities and you can develop good habits, good qualities. So what you have to do is, you have to think and you have to focus on your bright side. You may have good qualities. Now all of us have good qualities. So what you have to do, you have to focus on those good qualities. The more you focus on the bright side of your life as well as in the others, you will be happy. You can live freely, and also you will get the opportunity to develop wholesome qualities in your mind. So I wish you all, by contemplating on the bright side of the people and as well as you, may you have a happy and wonderful life in this world. Namo Buddhaya, Teruvan Saranai. Namo Buddhaya. Dear meritorious devotees and my dear children, we all know it is very easy to swim down a stream, but it takes effort and pain and courage to swim up the stream. And also it is very easy to run down a hill, but it takes courage, sweat, and effort to climb up to the hill. This means that there are so many easy things that we can do in our life, but most of them does not bring the happiness to our life. When you swim down a stream, you are going down. When you are running down a hill, you are running down, not up. But if you need to climb up, if you need to swim up, it takes effort. You need to try hard. That means it is very easy to do the things that brings us down, and it takes effort and a lot of hard work to bring us to a higher level in our life. Our great teacher Supreme Buddha explained, Sukarani asadhuni attano ahitani cha. It is very easy to do evil things which brings the suffering to you and as well as to the others. Yangve hitangcha sadhungcha tangve paramadukkaram. It is very hard. It takes great courage, pain to do the good things which brings the happiness to you and as well as to the others. Our mind is programmed to do easy things. Now, for an example, if you were to choose two jobs, one is hard and the other one is easy, which one would you choose? Of course, you will choose the easy one, because we always like to do what is easy. So that is the nature of our mind and our life. Doing evil things, doing bad things, doing unwholesome things is very easy. Now, for an example, it is very easy to kill a mosquito. All you need to do to slap on the mosquito and kill it. But it takes patience, love, kindness, and mindfulness to not to kill that animal and save that animal's life. It is very easy to tell a lie when a trouble comes to our life, when we are facing a problem. We can escape from problems by telling lies. But it takes discipline, honesty, and courage, mindfulness to not to tell a lie and always tell the truth. It is very easy to blame someone. When you get angry, if you lose your temper, it is very easy to blame someone. But it takes patience, love, kindness, discipline to not to blame someone and hurt others' feelings. The things that brings us unhappiness or suffering are easy to do. So that is the nature of this world. But it is very difficult to do the things which brings the happiness to ourselves and to the others. Supreme Buddha always advises us to do the wholesome things, to do the good things. Our great teacher Supreme Buddha told us, you should always focus on the wholesome side of your mind. You should never practice the evil things in your mind. You should abandon the evil in your mind. The more we practice the wholesome side, the more we practice the good things in our life, we can be good forever. Our life will become good and we will be wholesome forever. Doing wholesome things, practicing good things, good qualities, being a good human is very difficult. Because all these good things are not familiar to our life. Because we used to do evil things, our mind tends to do evil things. So what we have to do, we should not give up doing good. We can be generous to others. You should practice generosity. We can be kind to others. You can practice kindness. You can love all the living beings in this world. So Supreme Buddha told us to do what is hard. And what is hard is the good, the wholesome things. So what we have to do is, we have to keep on practicing, keep on doing good deeds always. We have to discipline our mind. We should not let our mind to wander here and there. We should not let our mind to be undisciplined. Even though they are hard jobs, even though they are hard things to do, what we have to do is we have to keep on practicing these things. Because if we did what is easy today, our life will be hard tomorrow. If we did what is hard today, our life will be easy tomorrow. So what we have to do is we have to keep on practicing what is hard to do. That is the good things, good practices, patience, love, kindness, not becoming angry, not telling lies, living a truthful life, saving the living beings' lives. Those are the things that are very hard to do. Most of the people who live in this society are not caring about others' lives, other animals' lives. They kill little animals. But only a few among us saves other animals' lives. They love other animals' lives. So you should be among those few people. Most of the people tell lies when they face problems. They escape from the problems by telling lies. But there is very few who tell the truth even though they are facing a problem by telling the truth. You should become among those few people. Very few among us gives the trust to the others who are around us, who are living with us. It may be your husband, your wife, your relations. Most of the people does not give the trust to their relations, the people around them who are living around them. It may be your husband, your wife, your relations, your father, your mother. They don't give the trust to them. They cheat them. But very few among us live a trustful and trustworthy life. You should be a trustworthy person. You should become a trustworthy person. So you should always focus on the good deeds, wholesome deeds. And the more you focus on the wholesome deeds and the spiritual practice of your life, you will become a good person. You will become a good human. Always you should focus on good human qualities like patience, love, kindness, and living a compassionate life. So, my dear devotees and my dear children, do what 99% of the population does not do. If you do what is hard today, you can be happy tomorrow. And if you do what is easy today, you will never be happy forever. So practice good deeds. Be good and do good. Namo Buddhaya.